Today we continue Ariyavasa Sutta. Before talking the Ariyavasa Sutta, we need to recite Ariyavasa Sutta Pali. Can you follow me? Tassa ime bhikkhave Ariyavasa Yeriya Awasain Suvam Awasandivam Awasai Sandivam Katame Dasam Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Pinjinga Vebhina Hoti Chalinga Samanagato Ekareko Chatura Pasino Panona Bijega Sijo Samawaya Satisano Anawina Singapore Pasada Gaya Singaro Sui Moda Jada Sui Moda Binyo. Can we recite together? Tassa ime bhikkhave Ariyavasa Yeriya Awasain Suvam Awasandivam Awasai Sandivam Kadame Dasa Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Pinjinga Vebhina Hoti Chalinga Samanagato Ekareko Chatura Pasino Panona Vijega Sija Samawaya Satisano Anawina Singapore Pasada Gaya Singara Suimoda Jada Suimoda Binya. Masisera aphorism. Can you follow me? To abandon the 5 factors, to be fulfilled with the 6 factors, and 1 projection, to depend on the 4 supports, and to dispel personal truths, to be free from searching, to have pure thoughts, to calm the in and out breath, to have a well-liberated mind, and well-liberated wisdom. The fully enlightened Buddha expounded the 10 features of Ariyavasa. So previous Ariyas, present Ariyas, and future Ariyas. Previous Buddhas are Vipassi Buddha, Sikhi Buddha, Visvi Buddha, Kakusanda, Gonagamana, and Kassapa Buddha. And countless disciples of the previous Buddha, previous Ariya, dwell in this Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones. And during the current dispensations of our Gautama Buddha, Ariyas, noble ones, stay dwelling in the same Ariyavasa. So Gautama Buddha's disposition is continue (2,500) over. So long as we are practicing the teaching of the Gautama Buddha, teaching is in us. If we do not practice, Sasana teaching is not with us, within us. So these are the present areas. They are stay dwelling in this Ariyavasa, and there will be counted areas during the dispensations of the future Buddha, such as Mitya Buddha. These areas, we dwell in this Ariyavasa. Now yogis are coming to the center, and they are building the Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones. So this Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones, have to be finished. It is the objective of the practicing yogi. So there are 10 Ariyavasa Buddha expounded. And the third one, Ekarako. A bhikkhu practitioner is endowed with a mind guided by mindfulness. Only an arahant, a fully enlightened person, can be endowed with perfect mindfulness. The arahant is always mindful. He or she is mindful of whatever he or she does physically, verbally, mentally. Kaya, Citta, and Kaya, Vacha, and Citta. Physically, verbally, and mentally. So Arahant's mind is always guided by mindfulness. Being mindful constantly, Arahant never does anything bad, never speak anything wrong, and never think of anything sinful. In this regard, in the Dhammavada story, at one time, Buddha was residing at the Jedavana monastery in Savatthi. And there were 5 bhikkhus, 5 practitioners in Savatthi. Each of them practiced restraint of just one sense out of the 5 senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. And each of them claimed that what he was practicing was the most difficult. The first one claimed, I'm practicing the eye restraint. Eye restraint practice is the most difficult. Second one, ear. I'm practicing ear restraint. Ear restraint is the most difficult. He may note, he may be mindful, just hearing, try to capture the true phenomena. If we're not mindful, if we do not have restraint in the ear, sensitivity, something bad we heard, we don't like, something praise or good things and desirable song, we like it. So that second bhikkhu practice restraint in the ears. Regarding the ear door, there is no mental defilements because of the restraint in the ear. And the third bhikkhu, the nose sensitivity restraint, he claimed that I am practicing nose restraint. The practice of nose restraint is the most difficult. Another one, tongue restraint. I am practicing tongue restraint. Tongue restraint practice is the most difficult. And then the last one, body restraint. I am practicing body restraint. Body restraint practice is the most difficult. Body restraint is the most wide restraints. Eye is not too much. Seeing is not too much. Hearing is more wider. Most of the yogi hearing is very obvious. Nose not too many. Tongue not too many. Body restraints the most difficult. Sitting, walking, standing, etc. It is necessary to have body restraints. So there was some heated argument over this, and they could not come to an agreement. Finally, they went to the Buddha and they asked for Buddha decision. So Buddha said to them, each of the senses is just as difficult to control as the other. But all bhikkhus or practitioners must control all the five senses and not just one. So you remember when we practice meditation, so teacher encouraged the instruction, practitioner have to observe every phenomena occurring at the six senses, eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, and mind door. So that means every phenomena, every psychophysical phenomena, or every five, all the five aggregates have to be observed for Vipassana practitioner. And Buddha said only those who control all the senses would escape from the rounds of samsara. Then Buddha said, Chakuna samvaro sadhu, sadhu sotina samvaro. Kanina samvaro sadhu, sadhu jivaya samvaro. Kayena samvaro sadhu, sadhu vachaya samvaro. Manasa samvaro sadhu, sadhu sabbata samvaro. Sabbata samvaro bhikkhu, sabbadukha pamojjati. That means restraint in the eyes is good. Now yogi practicing, you restrain your eyes all the time. Whatever strange you see, you do not pay attention, just pay attention to your noting. So Buddha said, restraint in the eyes is good. Restraint in the ear, a lot of noise you hear, you restrain. After hearing the sounds, there's nothing problem, no problem with this hearing. If we have not restrained, if we're not mindful, so we don't like the other noises. Restraint in the nose is good. Restraint in the tongue is good. Restraint in the body is good. Good is restraint in speech. Restraint in mind is good. Good is restraint in all the senses. A bhikkhu practitioner restraint in all the senses is free from all samsara dukkha. Buddha spoke this verse. So need to remember, yogis are practicing this restraint, that mindfulness protection. So can you follow me? Restraint in the eyes is good. Restraint in the eyes is good. Good is restraint in the ear. Good is restraint in the ear. Restraint in the nose is good. Restraint in the nose is good. Good is restraint in the tongue. Good is restraint in the tongue. Restraint in body is good. Restraint in body is good. Good is restraint in speech. Good is restraint in speech. Restraint in mind is good. Restraint in mind is good. Good is restraint in all the senses. Good is restraint in all the senses. A bhikkhu, a practitioner, restraint in all the senses, is free from all suffering. Is free from all samsara suffering. So that is, you restrain in the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, six senses, or you restrain in the five senses, and also you restrain in the speech, you restrain in your mind, and Buddha said restrain in all the senses are good. So if you restrain, you are totally protected, and you will be free from samsara dukkha, the wrongs of rebirth. So Arahant is fully restrained and he is free from all samsara dukkha. And then we go back to the Sotapanna. Sotapanna subsidence of 5 fearful fools and 4 qualities of the Buddha. So at one time, Buddha was staying at the Jetavana monastery in Savatthi, and then the householder Anathapindika approached the Buddha. He paid homage to him and sat down to one side. And Buddha said to Anathapindika, the millionaire, householder, when 5 kinds of fearful foes have subsided in a noble disciple, and he is endowed with 4 factors of stream entry, and he has clearly seen and thoroughly penetrated with wisdom this noble method. If he wishes, he could by himself declare of himself, I am no longer liable to be reborn in the hell, in the animal kingdom, in the hungry ghost realm, and to be ruined with in the unfortunate planes and woeful destinies. I am a Sotapanna, irreversible, certain, and destined for higher enlightenment. What are the 5 kinds of fearful fools that have subsided? Buddha asks and Buddha answers, householder, a killer on account of such killing increase fright and force pertaining to the present life, and fright and force pertaining to the future life. And the killer experiences mental distress and displeasure because of his killing. So for the person who abstains from killing, this fearful foe has subsided. It is for killing. If you kill, you have to encounter the fright and foe relating to the present life. You have to encounter fright and foe. You have to encounter dangers in the future life. If you abstain from killing, fearful foe, fearful danger have subsided. So there is one danger, and number 2 danger is the person who steals. Another one is the person who engages in sexual misconducts. Another one is the person who speaks falsely. Another one is the person who indulges in liquor and intoxicant that are basic for negligence. So that person multiplying dangers, increase fright and force on account of such stealing, sexual misconducts, daily lies, and taking intoxicant, multiplying dangers pertaining to the present life and frightful pertaining to the future life. And that person who's steal, who do sexual misconduct, telling lies, and taking intoxicant, experience mental distress and displeasure. And for the person who abstain from stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and taking intoxicant, fearful have subsided. So that person who abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and taking intoxicant gives freedom and peaceful atmosphere to unlimited beings. So if you observe 5 precepts, if you abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and intoxicant, you are doing the big charity. Because you abstain from killing and people are very free and people have peaceful atmosphere, you are abstaining from stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and taking intoxicant, you are doing the big dana, big charity. So big charity and you give peaceful atmosphere to unlimited beings, the results are so enjoyable, so wholesome, and happiness will come to you because of you gives freedom and powerful, peaceful atmosphere to unlimited beings. So these are the 5 kinds of fearful fools that have subsided. And what are the 4 factors of Sotapanna? That is, he is endowed with. So Buddha said, householder, the noble disciple is endowed with experiential faith in the Buddha. That is number 1. Experiential faith in the Dhamma. Number 2, experiential faith in the Sangha. And then pure Sila. So these 4 factors of string entry that he is endowed with. So how he is endowed with experiential faith in the Buddha? 9 qualities of the Buddha, you have that kinds of faith. Because of this, the Blessed One is called Worthy One. He is worthy because he is free from all mental defilements. And because of this, the Blessed One is the fully enlightened one. Because of this, the Blessed One is one fully endowed with vision and conduct. Because of this, the Blessed One is one who has gone rightly. Because of this, the Blessed One is the knower of the worlds. Because of this, the Blessed One is the incomparable leader of man to be tamed. Because of this, the Blessed One is the teacher of gods and men. Because of this, the Blessed One is the enlightened. And because of this, the Blessed One is the blessed. So these 9 qualities, Sotapanna have experiential confidence. And Sotapanna is endowed with experiential faith in the Dhamma. The Dhamma of the Blessed One is well expounded. The Dhamma you encounter and you totally understand. The Dhamma is good in the beginning, good in the middle, and good in the end. Listening to the Dhamma is good. If you practice Dhamma, it's very profitable and the results are very great. So you have that kinds of experiential faith in the Dhamma. The Dhamma, 4 mega, 4 path, and 4 fruition and Nibbana. The kinds of Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One. And Dhamma of the Blessed One is to be realized by yourself. Dhamma is not in the book. Dhamma can be realized by yourself. Dhamma gives immediate results. When? Dhamma can give immediate results when you attain mega. When you attain mega, as soon as you attain mega, you will attain phala fruition. So this is very worthy, and that kinds of experiential faith in the Dhamma, the practitioner can experience by themselves. Dhamma is very pure. It is worthy of invitation. When you practice Dhamma, Dhamma is so wholesome, and you remember your parents, you remember your relatives, you remember your friends. Come and practice. He or she like or don't like, you try to invite them to practice, because Dhamma is wholesome and a lot of benefits they can gain, so that you dare to invite them to practice. And Dhamma is fit to be brought to oneself. Everywhere you go, you bring along with the Dhamma. As soon as you wake up with Dhamma, mindfulness, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, all the physical behavior, verbal and mental behavior. You are going along with the Dhamma in these senses. And Dhamma can be realized by the wise, each in their mind. So that kinds of experiential faith in the Dhamma, Sotapanna have. So faith in the Dhamma, faith in the Sangha, who are the Sangha, the order of the disciple of the Blessed One, has practiced the true way. How they practice? They practice retraining, morality, concentration, and wisdom. If Sangha do not practice Sila, they cannot be called Sangha. Minimum, they practice Sila. And Sangha practice concentration, Sangha develop wisdom. So Sotapanna have the kinds of experiential faith in the Sangha. The order of the disciple of the Blessed One has practiced the true way. They practice morality, concentration, wisdom to remove the transgressive mental defilements, obsessive defilements, and latent defilements. They practice true way. The order of the disciple of the Blessed One has practiced the straight way, no cunning. The order of the disciple of the Blessed One has practiced the way to Nirvana, cessation of all suffering. The order of the disciple of the Blessed One has practiced the proper way, etc. So that kinds of experiential faith in the Sangha, Sotapanna have. Because Sotapanna practice the Dhamma, and when he see the true Dhamma, when he realize Dhamma, he have faith in the Buddha. When he see Dhamma, he see the Buddha. When he don't see the Dhamma, he don't see this Buddha. He don't see the Sangha. And number 4 is Sotapanna is endowed with the virtue cherished by the noble ones, Ariyakanta Sila, unbroken, untorn, unblemished, immortal, freeing, praised by the wise, ungrabs, leading to concentration. The kinds of Sila Sotapanna is endowed with. So 4 factors of Sotapanna. Can you follow me? 4 factors of Sotapanna. Confidence in the Buddha, experiential faith in the Dhamma, experiential faith in the Sangha. Sotapanna is endowed with the virtues cherished by the noble ones. So teacher cannot decide you are Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Nagami or Arahant. Teachers are not allowed, even only Buddha alone can tell you you are Sotapanna, you are Sakadagami. So other Sariputta, Moggallana and other areas cannot tell you you are Sotapanna, etc. But Sotapanna can check, I am Sotapanna or not. Do you have faith in do you have experiential faith in the Buddha? Number 1 is good, number 1 is complete. You have experiential faith in the Dhamma, number 2 complete. Number 3, you have experiential faith in the Sangha. Number 4, you have pure Sila. So you are Sotapanna because it is agreeable with the 4 factors of stream entry from the Dhammadasa Sutta. And Buddha said, householder, when the 5 kinds of fearful foe have subsided in the noble disciple, he is endowed with these 4 factors of Sotapanna, and he has clearly seen and thoroughly penetrated with wisdom this noble method. If he or she wishes, he or she could by himself or herself declare of himself or herself. I am no longer liable to be reborn in the hell, in the animal kingdom, in the hungry ghost realm, and to be ruined in the unfortunate planes and woeful destinies. I am Sotabana, irreversible, certain, and destined for higher enlightenment. And the commentary classifying the 5 kinds of dangers, 5 kinds of fearful foes into each into 2 kinds. That is external and internal. Suppose, for example, the commentary say a man has committed murder, a man killed the beings. In this case, who is the external danger, external foe? External foe for the killer is the desire for retribution that arises in the son of the victim. Yes, his father was killed by that person, and the son, very angry, he desired for retribution to kill back. So the sons of the victim is the external foe, external enemy. The internal enemy is what? Internal enemy is the killer. Kilesa in the killer, kilesa in the murderer. So the internal foe is desire of killer to foil, to attack the desire of the enemy against his life. So there are 2 kinds of fearful foes. Fearful enemy, the murderer would encounter in the present life. So if you kill, you will have 2 enemy, internal foe, and external enemy, external foe in this present life. If you kill, when you die, where you reborn, you will go to the hell. And in the hell after death, who is the external foe? External enemy for the killer is the hell guardians. Hell guardians, hell torturer. Now his duty, the hell guardian, will torture the killer. So the external foe for the murderer is the hell guardian's intention to torture the killer. So the hell guardian is the external foe. And who is the internal foe? Internal foe is the hell beings, the killer. The killer now is in the hell. So the internal foe is the hell beings' intention to do something in retaliation for the hell guardian's torture. So for the killer in this present life and in the future life, he have to encounter 2 enemies, internal enemy and external enemies. So in the same way, there are 2 kinds of foes for the violations of remaining precepts: stealing, daily lies, sexual misconducts, and taking intoxicant. So if the person their lives. He have to encounter two enemies, internal enemy and external enemy in this present life, and internal enemy and external enemy in the future life, in the hell, etc. So on the basis of these Pali texts and commentaries, all the Buddhists, all the good people should understand that Sotapanna never violates the 5 precepts, and that his or her moral life is totally pure. So we should bear in mind firmly that a morally impure man who claims to be a Sotapanna is a bogus and not a genuine Sotapanna in conformity with the Pali text and commentaries. So we go back to the famous writer's article of Myanmar. That famous writer wrote that Sotapanna could commit murder, Sotapanna can kill. And that writer from Myanmar also said in this article that Sotapanna was prone to enjoy intoxicating drinks and drugs. And that writer assured his audience that he could boldly say so based on his prolonged research of human psychology. So it is really outrageous. So Mazi Sierra have this question to that author, to that writer. So Mazi Sierra have this question: whose mind the writer has researched? Most probably, he might study his own mind. Apparently, the writer regarded himself as a Sotapanna while he still loved alcohol. It's very bad. So that would be the reason why he drew this conclusion based on his own mentality. So there is a Myanmar saying, it is no route to put oneself into someone else's shoes. But it is true only in the case of two individuals with similar personality. For example, it is certainly wrong and rude for someone of limited mathematics knowledge to compare himself with a specialist in the mathematics. So in the same way, it's for a Putujana, ordinary worldling person, to judge a Sotapanna in comparison with his own mentality. Actually, a true Sotapanna, real Sotapanna, is quite good at mindfulness. So if a Sotapanna happens to arouse raga, passion, for example, then he or she would be spontaneously mindful of it, putting it under control. At that moment, mindfulness getting momentum and and control that passion. Then the passion, raga, sensual desire, loses its momentum and fades away before it can lead to transgression. The same is true with other unwholesome mental states such as aversion, delusion, conceit, and so on. Sotapanna have these unwholesome mental states: dosa, aversion, moha, delusion, mana, conceit, and so on. But when these mental defilements arise, Sotapanna would be spontaneously mindful of these mental states, putting it under control. So the mental hindrance loses its momentum and fades away before it can lead to transgression. So the bottom line is the Sotapanna mental defilements can never be strong enough to lead to violation of any moral precepts. So apaya gamaniya, the woeful state oriented mental defilements totally cease in a Sotapanna. So there is a benefit that accrues from his or her good mindfulness. Actually, Sotapanna's excellent mindfulness has its origin in the mindfulness he or she had developed as an Kalyana Buddhajana, ordinary person. Back then, he or she must have developed mindfulness by observing any physical and mental phenomena manifested at the six senses. Vipassana practice is very amazing. You don't need to pay so much money. It is just to be mindful of any mental and physical phenomena manifested. It can be applied everywhere. It can be applied anywhere. Just be mindful of any mental and physical phenomena. When you are mindful of them concurrently, you will understand what you should understand. And mindfulness practice is very simple to practice, not complicated, very simple. Also, according to this Satipatthana Sutta, we teach, and it is a very simple language. Teacher not encourage or try to reflect and analyze in detail of Namarupa, Khanda, Chaita, Chitasika, Dhatu, Kalapa, etc. To help the yogi to understand the method practically. So that is why a teacher need to teach how to develop mindfulness in very simple and plain language according to Satipatthana Sutta. Of course, Buddha himself taught this method in a very simple language. Kichandawa Kichamiti Pajanati. Titawa Titamiti Pajanati, Nisinawa Nisinamiti Pajanati, Sianawa Sianomiti Pajanati. When going, a bhikkhu clearly knows I am going. When standing, bhikkhu clearly knows I am standing. When sitting, bhikkhu clearly knows I am sitting. When lying down, a bhikkhu clearly knows I am lying down. So this is a sentence spoken by the Buddha himself in this Satipatthana Sutta, very simple. When you sit, you have to know sitting. When you stand, you have to know standing. When you go, you have to know going. When you lie down, you have to know lying down. Very simple. So Buddha did not teach the method in technical terms like when going, a practitioner clearly knows psychophysical phenomena, namarupa. When going, a bhikkhu clearly knows dhatu elements. When going, a bhikkhu clearly knows compounds of the elements, kalapa, and so on. Buddha did not teach in a complicated and difficult way. Instead, Buddha gave a very simple instruction. When going, you know I'm going. Kichantawa Kichamiti Pajanati. Kichami. So we need to pay special attention to the verb Gichami. So the verb Gichami, its suffix mi indicates the first person, Amma Yoga. So you will know some Pali grammar. Buddham Saranam Gichami. I go to the Buddha. I go to the Buddha. Avirohomi. May I be free from enmity and danger. Buddham Bujemi. I pay homage to the Buddha. So the suffix mi indicates the first person, Amma Yoga, denoting its subject, I, that is understood here. So literally, it is to be translated as Kichami, I go or I'm going. So in Pali grammar, it would be Gichasi. Gichasi, you go in the second person, Toma Yoga, and Gichati. Gichati. Kaye Kayanupasi Viharati. So that is Nama Yoga. Because Viharati dwells, who dwells? Bhikkhu. The practitioner dwells, contemplating the body in the body. So that is dwells for this verb The subject is Bhikkhu, Bhikkhu, Nama Yoga. Kichati, Viharati, in the third person Nama Yoga. The subject of the third person verb Gichati can be anything except I, we, and you. So if it is the third person, it can be translated with the subject understood according to the context in this way. A person go, a bhikkhu go, a human go, a deity goes, or mind and matter goes, and so on. So here, Gichantowa Gichamiti Pajanati, according to the Satipatthana you are practicing, Gichami is the first person verb, so which must be translated as I. When I go, I have to note I am going. So Gichami has to be translated as I go or I'm going, but not he goes or she goes or psychophysical phenomena go. And accordingly, the most venerable Lady Sayadaw, very famous Sayadaw, who wrote many books. So the most venerable Lady Sayadaw in his Anatta Divini gave instruction on how to observe 4 bodily porches. In this way, when going, you have to note every step as I go, or I'm going, with your mind focused on the feet. Not a single step should be taken without mindfulness. So let us directly translate the Satipatthana Sutta. When going, you have to note every step I go with the mind focused on the feet. Not a single step should be taken without mindfulness. Very simple. Can you follow me? You always mindfully walk. You walk every step mindful. When going, you have to note every step as I go, with the mind focused on the feet. Not a single step should be taken without mindfulness. So every step you mindful, raising, pushing forward, dropping, you mindful. So at that time, according to the grammar article translation, when you go, you have to note I go. That is aham gicchami. Like Buddha Sanangicchami, I go to the Buddha, I go to the Dhamma, I go to the Sangha. So we will continue next time. We have to stop our discourse for today. May you build the Ariyavasa, may you build the abode of noble ones, may you practice vipassana meditation correctly and attentively by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, seeing, hearing, continuously and meticulously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.